There is one thing that every Minecraft SMP has: wars. Either to show off their power, get a one-of-a-kind item, or fight between two different ideologies. It's impossible to have an SMP without one. That's what I thought, but I wanted to pull off the impossible and keep the only SMP I'm on peaceful for as long as I can. But with no plans or ideas, I didn't really get far. And this all changed a few weeks into the SMP when I finally thought of a plan. The plan in question was stealing the dragon egg. While stealing the dragon egg on most SMPs is just a nuisance, it's a whole different story on the Effects SMP. On the SMP, the egg has the power to reset everyone's permanent effects, which you get by killing other players, which renders the egg as the most powerful item on the SMP, and everyone wanted it for their own reasons. But if I could steal the dragon egg without anyone noticing and make a treasure hunt for it, it would eventually lead to the SMP working together to find the egg instead of fighting for it. And the first step was to defeat Minecraft's final boss, the Ender Dragon. So I started gathering the materials I needed to enter the end, like blaze rods, which are obtained from a blaze spawner in a nether fortress, and ender pearls, which can be obtained from killing endermen, which can either spawn in the overworld at night, the end, or in a warp biome in the nether. And with the warp forest being the nearest by, I farmed a few endermen there. But on my way back to my base, I had fallen into the lava and was going to die. And this left me with two options: die and lose everything, or contact someone for help. But if I contact someone for help, they could easily find out about what I was doing, because where I fell was directly next to the portal to the stronghold, and someone finding out about my plans would be detrimental, and maybe even get me banned off the SMP. But I didn't want to lose everything, so I decided to contact someone I thought I could trust. This is I'm Not a Simp, and not long after I contacted him, he arrived to help me out. First, we tried to fill the area with sand, but after a few minutes we figured out that the sand actually burned in lava. So he started slowly draining the lava from the area by placing blocks down, and bit by bit we finally cleared the area, and I went straight back to my base to store everything I gathered. But I still didn't have enough pearls, so I went back into the nether to trade with some piglins, because you could also obtain pearls by trading with piglins. But on my way back to the stronghold, I fell into the same exact lava pool as before. Bruh. Luckily, I had gotten a fire resistance potion from one of the piglins earlier, and under the right conditions like good ping, and not already being too low on HP, it could save me from certain deaths. Yes! I did it! No way! It had worked. I somehow survived my two close encounters with deaths, and now that I have everything set up, I went into the end hoping nothing would go wrong, because I wouldn't be able to get out of the end before beating the Ender Dragon. Okay, here we go. Oh, it works! It works! But almost immediately after entering the end, everything started going wrong. First, I ran out of food, which wouldn't be that big of a deal, but right after that, other content creators started logging onto the SMP, which meant that I wasn't able to beat the dragon, because the advancement I would get from beating the dragon would be broadcasted to the whole SMP, for everyone to see. So I had to try to get them to log off the SMP for a bit, but I couldn't leave the server because I still had to beat the dragon. And this left me with one last option left: contact the same person that helped me in the nether, and try to get them to get the other players online to leave the server. Luckily, he was still online and had agreed to try and help me out, and it had worked.
Oh my gosh.
But now I only have a small time frame to kill the dragon in. Just a reminder, I had no food left, meaning I wasn't allowed to take any kind of damage at all, because that would stay for the rest of the fight.
No! I died.
But I had died during the fight. This meant that Simp had to distract him for a bit longer than expected, so I rushed back into the end, picked up my gear, and hoped that I could beat the dragon on time.
Yes! 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 I did it!
However, after beating the dragon, I realized something I hadn't realized before doing all of this. I had no idea how to make a good treasure hunt. I couldn't stop now, after everything I've already done. No, I'm going to keep this SMP peaceful no matter what it takes. I had to come up with a treasure hunt on the fly. So I started by placing cryptic signs all around spawn, like the egg is gone, the vault is real, and the egg is in the vault. Right after placing the first few clues, I found a stronghold so that I could open the end portal to make people think someone went into the end, and I waited for people to log on. And when the perfect moment arrives, I'll open the end portal. Wait, that's not good. This is the owner of the server, and under normal conditions this will be fine. But this isn't his main account. This is his admin account, meaning he's going to try and investigate the end portal opening with his admin powers. And my only option now was to quickly hide and log out and wait till he's on his main account again, so that I wouldn't be caught in the act. But with the owner now actively searching for the player who went in the end, I had to be more careful and try not to get noticed. And right after I logged in, I realized it wasn't just me making clues anymore. Some players already started hunting for the egg, even though I hadn't completed all of the clues yet. So I decided I had to go undercover to see how far they got and give them clues when their progress stagnates. And after faking a whole investigation about the dragon egg, I had contacted the people who already started hunting for it. I have info. The dragon egg is gone. This was now a race against time, to see if they completed all the clues I've already done before I finish making all the new ones. And even though me joining them would make it quicker for them, it was my only option to not be suspicious. Here's a rundown of the basic plan for now. I'm going to start placing clues along the road border, and when it expands I'll place more, which will then lead them to hunt for clues in the nether. The first clue being, the fire has the answers. And behind that sign was standing base 64, hinting towards some clues being in the nether and that base 64 was a type of encoding that will be needed for the hunt. On to the second clue. The second clue was the 3 dimensions hold the answers, which again hints towards more clues being in the nether and the end. But the third clue was a completely different story. Before I could place the third clue, I had to help the hunters hunt for more clues. And coincidentally, we decided to explore the road border. And I wasn't done with placing all the clues yet. So I tried convincing them to split up so that I could place the third clue. Okay then. Okay, Ender, we should probably, I'll go to the old corner or the new corner from this one that just goes directly this way.
You go south. We've already done that.
I'm going to look again.
Who's then? Already done it.
Nah, I'm looking again. The clue in question was supposed to tell the hunters to find the middle of the 3 strongholds inside the current road border, because in the middle there would be another clue for them. So after completing the third clue, I faked a reaction to finding it. I went straight, remember?
Oh yeah. There might be something replaying on it, I guess.
Let's see. Wait, why is there an nether portal?
I think Copycat went pretty well. Wait. What the fuck? Wait, he was just there before. That's Morse code.
This doesn't seem like Morse code, bro. This seems like a triangle. But what I hadn't noticed is that I had messed up the clue, which left me with one option. Go into the nether portal and make the same clue in the nether. And after digging out a small area and encoding the message correctly this time, when they arrived I pretended I found a sign in the nether stating that the overroad sign was a red herring and this was the real clue. And after I showed it to them, they started looking for the strongholds, which bought me some valuable time. So I started working on a simple website that would act as a small place to post new clues and announcement anonymously. And when it was done, I wrote a congratulations on the website and posted my first clue. I then shoved a link to the website in a base 64 encoder and made a small clue underwater in the middle of the 3 strongholds with the encoded link inside of it. But while working on more clues, a new mystery popped up on the server, by the name of The Darkness. So I had to make an announcement on the website that the hunt had nothing to do with the Darkness event. But I posted it at the most unfortunate time possible because I was in the VC with the hunters and they were actively checking the website. And when I posted it, they immediately saw it and started sussing out all the people in VC, which was not good for me. Because I wanted to be the least suspicious person so that the owner doesn't ban me off the SMP, because he stated in an announcement that the person who stole it will be banned off of the SMP. But I just ignored it for a bit and started making new clues. The last clue in the overroad for now was the order of dimensions needed to complete the hunt. And this clue was placed at the expanded road border's corner. The next day I started working on the 2 clues in the nether, both of them being part of a set of coordinates for a new clue in the overroad, which would then lead to a clue with a picture. But not just any picture. This picture was hiding a set of coordinates in it, and to extract the coordinates out of the picture you would have to use a special application called Outguess. And the extracted coordinates from the image would lead to a clue in the end, which would be another picture. But this time the hunters had to find the location of the image, and at the location of the image you would find a journal. But this wasn't the only journal, there were 2 more, and the clues to find the other journals were hidden in the first one. And if you combined all 3 journals together, you would end up with a set of coordinates that would lead you to the vault. But after I finished the 2 clues in the nether and almost finished the picture clue in the overworld, the SMP started to die. Every day had less average members than the last. Until one day, the SMP completely died. Nobody searched for the egg anymore, nobody did any other events on the SMP, and nobody even bothered logging on anymore. In the end, I guess I achieved my goals to keep the SMP peaceful, because nobody played anymore, meaning there would be no more conflicts on the SMP. And the egg was technically lost to time, with nobody apart from me knowing where it hides. So I hopped in a VC with another member and was about to tell them everything, but before I could say anything, they said something to me first.
I want to be a dictator.
I guess my work here isn't quite done yet.